Some,
Yeah, I'm checking on YouTube.
yeah. Samyak, don't enable it right now, otherwise.
Let's.
It's auto-enabled.
Hiranya can start sharing a screen now. It's showing live, right? Someone can check on YouTube.
Yep, we are live on YouTube.
Awesome. Cool. So let's start letting people in.
Yeah, let's start the recording first.
Okay.
Just one sec.
Tell me when to start recording, okay?
Yeah. Can you all hear the sound? The music?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Starting recording.
We can add people. Let's admit folks. Hello everyone, welcome. Welcome to the demo day of the third cohort of the Product Folks No-Code program. Great to see everyone in. And for the first time, we are opening it out to the public. So great to see folks that are outside the community joining in and seeing what all is built with no-code. We have a lot of known faces here. Bharat, Bhavya, Dipesh, Mulchandani, welcome, Neha, Jainam, welcome, Luis Pereira, welcome. We have Kani, we have Mihal, we have Manik. How's it going, everyone? Just tell us what you're feeling in the chat. We're excited to get started. And we are also streaming live on YouTube. So we have a bunch of folks in the Zoom call, but we also have folks joining in from on YouTube. And welcome everyone. We'll get started in a couple of seconds. Dipesh is seeing you excited and nervous. Dipesh is one of the finalists and was going to present today. So all the best to everyone who's presenting today. And, great to see a lot of joining in, curious about no-code, curious about what this cohort has built specifically. Let's hype up everyone, in the chat. All right. So I think we can get started with the presentation. So we have a quick recap that we will do of the program before we get to the actual meat, which is the presentations of everyone. So with that, let's move on to the next slide, Hiranya. Yeah, so before we get started, just a shout out to our partners, Glide, Bubble, Notion, Software. We've had folks from these platforms coming in, taking presentations for us, taking workshops for us, and helping everyone get the basics of no-code in place. So going from 0 to 1 in their no-code journey from all these top no-code platforms. So shout out to them. And for folks who haven't heard of them, go check them out. Great way to get started with building no-code apps. Then you can always move on to something more advanced. And great way to start your builder journey. So shout out to them. And we can move to the next slide. All right, with that, we've got 100 folks here in the Zoom call. We want to know where everyone is joining in from. So put that in the chat and we'll have a live map that shows where everyone is joining it from. So put that, we want to see where are people in the world, joining in from. Bilal is from Dubai, Gurgaon, Bangladesh, Bhopal, Nepal, Austin, Texas, Mumbai, Melbourne, North Carolina, Bangalore, obviously represent, Kolkata, Noida. Great to see everyone here. France, Belgaum, Chicago, Coimbatore. A lot of people in different time zones. So thank you all for joining in at different times. New York City, South Africa. This is awesome. And, we have a map that is showing where everyone is from. So, this entire community is global. We have, we've had folks from different continents as members in the program, and also great to see people, coming in from different paths right now to be part of this. Gokuldham Society, I don't know where that is, but yeah, that's very specific. Awesome. Yeah, so lovely to see people joining in from different continents. We're from Europe, Africa, Australia, Asia, North America. We want to also get people from South America joining in, but that we'll do it in the next cohort. So I think we can go on to the next slide. Yeah, we're just moving back to the presentation. All right. So before before we get into the presentations, just want to recap the journey so far. What's been part of this 5-week journey. You can move to the next slide here, Anand. Yeah. So this is the No-Code cohort program family. So we've had folks from the best companies and the best universities. So we've had folks from Harvard, Stanford, ISB, IMA, a lot of accomplished folks joining in into the program, and as well as working in some of the best companies like Amazon, Bumble, Swiggy, Elevation Capital, AngelList. So just to name a few, this is what the community is. A lot of interested folks who are doing full-time jobs, but they still want to learn how to build no-code apps on the side. So they've joined in. So great to see this. And we can move to the next slide. And throughout the program, throughout the 5 weeks, we've had 13 live sessions that we've had. We've had 12 no-code mentors coming in. We've had, countless of office hours in co-building every week, that's also handled by me and the team. It was a great journey of, not only live workshops, but also live co-building and office hours to kind of solve a lot of queries and get things done. We really iterated on the format in this program. I think we've seen a improvement from the last 2 cohorts and improved it in the 3rd cohort, and we'll take it up next levels in the future cohorts. And just to we've had all these sessions, but we've got infinite love. So thanks everyone, in all the members, all the mentors, all the people in the program team have worked really hard to make this happen. So thank you everyone for that. We can move to the next slide. And yeah, just talking about how the program went about. So we had a kickoff event that talked about the basics of no code, talked about what are the platforms, what are the best ways to get started, how to overcome that inertia of picking a no code platform, how to fine tune your idea. So we had a lot of interactive sessions that we did at the start to get people who had no idea into no code, who had no idea into what platforms are there. We kind of focused on that in the first week, got everyone up to speed. We also had a very fun, networking session that we had in a gather space called Creator Cafe. We had, office hours there. We had build hours, so it was a very interactive format in this program. So that was the kickoff, event in the first week. And here you can move to the next slide. And we've had some of the best mentors come in and talk about no code with us. We've had folks who either are indie makers, so they build for themselves, or we have people who run their own agencies, like Manan here runs his own agency. He helps hundreds of clients, build their own internal tools, external tools using no code. So we had the best mentors from all parts of either indie makers or like people who run agencies coming and talking about no code. And we can move to the next slide. So we want to stop here and again ask everyone, what idea or app would you love to build with no code? Type it in the chat, and we'll again see an interactive map of what folks are talking about. So if you have any idea that you want to build or any kind of use case you want to solve, put that in the chat so that we can see. We'll give it a second. Zeal says shadi.com. That's interesting. That's totally possible using no code. Dimitrios says grammar correction app. That's interesting. Tanmay says e-commerce. Kunal says outreach platform. We'll just start this interaction and tool to capture stakeholders' input for product management. I think that's a really good use case. I think that's one of the major problems for a product manager to capture stakeholder input. Nitish's own portfolio. I think we've had several folks try to build that portfolio tracker in this cohort as well. Marketplace is the easiest tool to build using no code. Charity event, volunteer platform, student college course finder app. So we've had folks build mock interview apps using no code. So that's totally possible using no code. Develop relations within teams. That's an interesting concept by Steve. Housekeeper finding platform. Yes, that's a problem to be solved, and that's how you can build a marketplace to be able to solve it. Alumni interaction with the organization, totally internal reward for employees. That's totally possible too. Review sites such as G2. Yes, you can totally build a product hunt or a G2 review site using no code right now. You can also have people upvote, download things. So definitely check out the tools. Sushmita, you can totally build that out. So we've received a lot of interesting ideas. So, take a look at this and start building it honestly. And, you can always share it with us at the product folks on Twitter or LinkedIn, or me on Twitter or LinkedIn. So those are great ideas that you should build out with no code. And with that, I think we can go to the next slide. And we'll try to breeze through the rest of the presentation so we can get to the the demo. Just talking about how people have learned in public. So we've kind of promoted, encouraged people to share their learnings on either Twitter or LinkedIn, and a lot of folks here have shared weekly or even daily updates on what they're learning. So that's a great way to get started. So even if you're part of the program or not part, you can definitely post about what you've learned, on Twitter, and then use that as a mechanism to learn in public. Go to the next slide. And we have, I think the best part of the program was the live co-building. So all the workshops that were there were live events that, people could join in and build something. So it was not, just an informational session. It was a workshop where people could build stuff. All the events were structured in that way. And also then we had the live co-building. So we can also move to the next slide, talk about that. And yes, so building in public, and also, the live co-building sessions. So as you can see in the images, we had this very interactive 2D virtual space where we used what we used for, office hours and live build sessions. And we had Marvin Diaz, who's a cohort, alumni of us in the first cohort. He was, guiding people through the live co-building. So really fun interactions that way. Next. And mentors also, showcase their love. So they showed about, talked about us on LinkedIn and Twitter. So really appreciate, folks joining in as mentors and sharing their knowledge, insights, and sharing their valuable time with the program. So shout out to them. Next. And we had a special, one of our alumni mentors again, Sanjeev, who was part of the first cohort, came and spoke about what he's been able to build with no code. And now he's transitioned it to a code platform. So he started with a meme directory in using no code. He launched it on Product Hunt and on Twitter. Co-founders who are building something in the same space, they then use code and AI to create supermeme.ai. So if you're familiar with that, he started his journey like this. So everything that he learned in the program and he launched in public, and then he was able to come back to this cohort and share his learning. So very appreciate his inputs. Next slide. Out to folks, and this is some of the feedback that we've received through the program. And some of the feedback that we've received, so just showcasing a bit of the member love, and we would love for this journey to continue throughout. Next slide. And this is not the end of the story. We have a lot coming up. We can go to the next slide. Lots in plan for both the product folks, no code program, and as well the product folks. And just wanted to give a shout out to some of the challenge winners for this program. We have Atharva Kulkarni, we have Deepesh, we have Brajesh. So, special shout out. And, that's the more you put into a program, the more you get out of it. So I think that's a really interesting take, and, great to see a lot of participation in this cohort. Next slide. And okay, we want to take a break again, make it more interactive. Just want to understand what comes to your mind when you hear no code. Can you type it in the chat? Convenience. Atharva says convenience. MVP, yeah, I think that's the perfect summarization for what no code offers. It's an MVP. It's a easy way to kind of get started. Tanmay says quick and fast. Testing ideas, speed, quick iteration and feedback, flexibility, go to market fast, testing fast, efficient. I think a lot of folks here really understand the value of no code. Build fast, fail fast. I think that's perfect. And no code is not everything. It's not complete customization, but it's the fast aspect. And I think Lego fun with software is a great analogy. It's like building blocks that you can arrange together and get things done. So that's really interesting. Accessible to all. All right, so I think we got a good understanding of what no code offers, and this is just a summary of it. And we can move to the next slide. And okay, just want to talk about what's next for no code, our no code program. So we have an LMS where everyone can access every session that was there before. All the video recordings are available, all the pre-reads, all the actions or the tasks that were there in the program. That's all accessible using the Academy. We can go next. And we have a private Slack channel and a private WhatsApp group for all the members. So, would love to have that, kind of be active. And then we also have a public community where we'll share the link, in the chat for anyone over here to join in. So, Tanmay or anyone, just share that link in the chat. That'll be great for people to join in into the public community and get a glimpse of, what it's about. And yeah, so up next at Product Focus. So Product Focus is one of India's largest product community. 350 product leaders hosted. We've had the likes of Shreyas, Lenny, everyone joining in different capacities as speakers. 130,000 members, 50 million impressions and reach. A lot of volunteers powering this entire effort. And this is just a glimpse into what the Product Focus offers. Go next. And just want to give a shout out to the team, before we head to the presentations. Everyone from the core team to all the volunteers, thanks a lot for all your effort throughout. It wouldn't have been possible without everyone's effort here. So thanks to everyone for putting in, the time and effort to make this happen. We've been able to run this pretty smoothly throughout, and always open to feedback as always. But thanks a lot for everyone in the program team for helping out. And with that, let's go to the demos. So let's start with the demos. We have the 3 judges, including me. We have Luis Pereira, who's a builder. He's an indie maker. He's built a lot of interesting products using Bubble. And we have Shiku, who is also a no-code developer, and she also builds stuff using Bubble. So, would love for her to, and, all the judges to also give feedback. So everyone stick around for all the presentations, because this will be a great learning exercise for everyone here. People will present and the judges will give their feedback. That feedback is really valuable to both the participants and to everyone else. So I think with that, let's quickly get started into the presentation, into the demos. And Hiranya, you can take over from now.
Okay, thank you, Kabir. Hello, everyone. So we will be starting our demos with our first participant, Atharva Kulkarni, whose product name is Community Builder, which is essentially a tool to manage a community where a fixed amount of people are supposed to iterate a chapter reading once every week, in this case, Thursday. So he will be telling us more about his build. So I'll pass over the stage to him. Atharva, you can start sharing your screen.
So hi everyone. So let's start with a small PPT. I won't take a long time here, but again, so I know what problems I think everybody's facing, and whether you guys agree it or not, it's this, that you have a huge community and there are tasks assigned to everybody, and you want to just automate the entire thing, and that's what we try to do with community builders. So these were some random reviews that these people have given me on my tool, but let's see the app itself. Okay, so it was a problem that my mom was facing. This is how she manages her entire work. If you can see, I'll have to remove. Just can you give me a second? I think it is basically blurring it, but the thing is, it's a sheet, and he has to manage all these community of 2,500 people manually. So I think Kavi really helped us with this Glide app. So let's start exploring the app. So there's a home screen where all the tasks, pending tasks will be there. Since there are none, so it's showing blank. This is a super admin panel. So there are ways I can, add all the community members. So I can just add the name, contact, and group number, and it can be added. There's also, you can also add groups, which is not a privilege which a admin has. So every community or a group has its own admin, and that admin can add members, but not really create a group. That is only available to super admin. So Glide has, it allows you to have like a role level system. You can, have access to a different kind of levels. So let's just create a task and see it for ourselves. So I can just put today's date, today's time, and just click OK. So so this is mostly about chapter reading. So the tasks don't really need to have a description per se. So I can just say that's a task number 7, and depending upon the groups, it will select the members of that group. So I can click on 2. So basis on that, it will fetch it. It was not known to me that it accepts other languages, but I think Glad, because of Google Sheets, can also accept other languages. So I'll just pick somebody and just submit it. As soon as I do that, so the task is created and it is available here. So the idea is to, since the super admin has access to all of these, the lineup will be created by mostly these admins, and the super admin just can see all of these things. What my mom usually does is she has these sheets where she tries to circle each column, but now she doesn't have to do that since the entire thing is centralized, and it basically would be done in front of her. She would be visually able to see how many tasks are left and how many tasks are finished. So no more manual work, everything is automated. So let me just click this up and finish all the tasks over here. I'll just quickly give a small glimpse on how things would work on let's say an admin. So let's see, this is the admin side of things. So the group is already disabled, but not only that, the editing of the lineup and all these things are also not privileges given to them. So while they can edit the name of the group, they can't edit all the things which they don't have the authority for. So it is controlled in a way using visibilities and filters so that the right role is given the right thing. And while I wrote,
This is
there's
the
one.
last 30 seconds.
Yeah. While I said there's one more thing, but the only thing is that this is what I think Kavir has taught us: why make apps using code when you can use no code. So thank you so much for enabling me with making me a developer now. So I just had a quick line written here. I'll quickly say that out loud. That let's break this notion that software can be created using code and glide some software magic into this beautiful bubble. So thank you.
Nice.
Thank you, Atharva. So maybe would the judges like to ask any questions regarding this, Bill? Feel free to
Yeah, sure. I can ask. Sorry, I can ask a question. I think when you demoed like creating a task and then completing it, like what happens in that view once something is completed? It seems to disappear from the screen. How can you see like the history of stuff that's happened?
So it's Shiko is there in the Google Sheet. Basically, I'm just switching that completion to 0 to 1, and as soon as it's 1, it goes away from the screen. But it is there at the back end. I'm actually yet to create a logic to store all the entire lineup for the week and store it somewhere else, which is something I'm working on. I also created a way to iterate on the task. So it is basically, if I'm doing task number 3 today, the next week it would be number 4. So I wrote a small Google Sheet app sheet script over there. But unfortunately, it can't be triggered through a Zap or anything. So that is something that I'm trying to figure out. But I think that small part is left, and I'll be deploying the app next week. I'm really glad. I think Louis came this. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, you were saying something.
I was going to say, yeah, you mentioned that you're going to be deploying. I'm curious to know if you've had people like waitlisted who have expressed interest in using your app, and also I think someone had also mentioned in the chat like what industry or what group of people are interested in using this app.
I think I just created this app for my mom. I think it was it was interesting to see, like, how they would, because I think parents are very particular with things. If something doesn't work, they just outright declare that it doesn't really work. So that's the that was the most interesting part. I really wanted to see how she would experience this app. I can make this app a general purpose thing and making a to do for a community thing where they can interact in a better way. But yeah, I think I'll be working on it in the coming few weeks.
Great. Kabir and Louis, do y'all have anything else to add?
Yeah, firstly, hi, Atharva. Nice to put a face to your name. I think I've seen you around.
Yeah, I'm really
Yeah,
glad. I
build.
think you've seen this app. I think I really wanted to, and the only session I missed was yours. I
Okay.
watched, I watched the video twice just so that
Oh.
I can
Cool. Anyway, I mean, well done with the app build. I like the fact that you've tried to solve a real life problem of someone that you know, like your mom. I just wanted to know, has she used the app and what has she said about it? Or have you like demoed
So,
it to her? What's her immediate feedback? Have you learned something while demoing it to her? Did it impact the build in any way?
yeah, so I think there are a lot of issues that I already have, like a checklist that I need this. So
What's the biggest
there are
one?
at
Like,
least
what's the
5.
biggest learning you had from talking to her about it?
So I think the biggest learning is that what we think of the user and what their problem is very different from actually what the problem of the user is. So I think again the feedback loop, and I think how we say that growth hacking and how we can improve the feedback cycle, that is super important. I think talking to the customers really help in terms of making your product actually awesome rather than just assuming things and making them.
Cool.
That's my learning.
All right, I think we are out of time for this Q&A, but yeah, great demo, Atharva, and just keep at it. And I think you're solving a problem for one person, and hopefully that person is there are more people who face the same problem, so it's something that you can publish and others can use too.
Definitely. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Kabir.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Thanks,
Atharva.
Chiku. Thank you, Louis. Thank you, thank you, Rana.
So now we'll be moving on to our second participant, Deepesh. And Deepesh build is called My Club. So My Club is essentially a hospitality app that serves two purposes. One, to make it easier for customers to do bookings. And secondly, for the admins to get a view of all the customer bookings as well. So Deepesh, please share with us your build. Thank you.
So you guys can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll just start with a small presentation. So I'm building an application called My Club. Basically, it's one of the part of something called as Go Phygital, which is a really novel concept in real estate, wherein basically what we're trying to say is how users or customers interact with the building is going from physical to digital, hence it's called Go Phygital. My goal since the beginning of this program has been to build an hospitality application wherein customers can access amenities by the tap of their on their mobile, and they can book the amenities, even pay bills, and then the users also can see what is happening, or sorry, the administrator of the entire building can see what is happening, how customers are coming in the building. So this is basically My Club. This is a big club based out of Goa, which is to be inaugurated, for which I'm building this application. It has a wonderful pool. It has all the luxury places like banquet hall, and it's a swimming pool, and it has all the tennis courts, squash courts, everything. So this is just there in these this. So this is basically if on the right side, if one can see, this is how a program is built for a clubhouse, and this is how I basically put the clubhouse program in the form of the Excel sheet which I prepared, which I'm going to show. Essentially, there are a lot of zones, and we need to know where people are going and how they are interacting with the entire space. Just a second. Okay, so how the My Club is going to work for different stakeholders. One is the customers. Customers Or let's say the clubhouse is there somewhere in Goa and it's a resort or something like that. And I'm here in Delhi. I want to basically book the amenities before I'm there so that my bookings, whether it is related to banquet or everything, is available. So they can do the booking remote, they can pay the bills, they can pick up the items that they've ordered, they can hassle-free access all the amenities, no need to do paperwork or anything. For the developer and or the guy who actually builds the application, he will be basically able to do something called as tenant engagement. Again, this is a buzzword in which we want to know how our tenants are interacting with the property. They can manage all the inventories, how many bookings they have got for the banquet basis, which they can manage all the inventories. Their entire manpower planning, their entire scheduling of any activity that we want to do. They can look at the timelines in which people are supposed to use, and then they can switch to what people where the amenities open or so on. Put for
Please last
analysis.
30 seconds.
Yeah. So I'll now basically go to this My Club application. Sorry about that. Oh, okay. So I'll basically start the application here. So this is my clubhouse, which has a lot of amenities. There is this social amenities, this play zone. So a person he goes to the banquet hall. He says that, look, this is the price that is there. Currently, I have not been able to build that entire date filter, wherein it allows you to select dates. There was some error in it. However, I have been able to build this entire booking. So I book this amenity, then I go back and then I, let's say, want to book a spa.
Hi,
I go here,
Vikesh.
I book a spa.
You'll need to wrap up soon because
Yeah.
your 3 minutes are up.
Yeah. And then let's say, if I have to book something like a golf zone or something like that, I book and I see my orders here, put here. These are the orders. And as an administrator, I can see how people are booking the amenities. I can go and see the entire orders where people have booked different orders, so that I'm aware that what are the orders coming in and so on. So yeah, that's my build. Thank you.
Thank you. So judges, would you like to ask any questions?
I thought it was fairly self-explanatory. Good job, Dipesh. I'm curious, when you said you were building this for a place in Goa, was that like an imaginary thing, or you're actually building
No,
this
it's
for
a
someone
real
in
thing.
Goa?
It's a real thing.
Oh, wow.
So basically,
Good on you, man.
Sorry.
Good for you. I mean, that's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, we have project coming in, but the idea actually started with the managing the entire North India clubhouses, and then it can be taken anywhere. We need this kind of data, like real-time feedback also we get from customers into how they are interacting with the amenities. This and goes into the entire operation management and goes into customer engagement. It then goes into entire customer engagement to new sales, because the way you give experience, you can actually have the same community selling or getting more club memberships, because they know that how this works. So that's the business problem I'm trying to solve. The build has not been complete. I must accept that I have to create a calendar and date and everything in there, but it's now at the basic level in which I can see as a person what I have booked, and then I can pay there. Stripe and all is not
in fact, if you like, I don't know what your background is, but if you're from the industry and you have like connections where you actually want to do this, as a thing, I would recommend like doing it with Bubble when you have the time, because like it's a lot more flexible. And you'll be able to like iterate on it and build more complex features based on what different people want. But yeah, I mean, if you have that unfair advantage of knowing the industry and knowing people that you could sell to, this would be a good tool for them to use.
So I am from the industry, and I have actually done implementation of these PropTech tools. This was my problem statement that I came up with, which I want to solve. What I observed is that my CEO is working and saying that they are taking 7 to 8 months for only requirement gathering. I'm saying that if I can do this here in a day's time, nothing like it, and no more requirement gathering for 6 months. So that's the idea.
Yeah, cool.
Great. So with that, if there are no more questions, we'll move on to the third participant, Smriti Mukherjee. So Smriti's product is Second Skin Jewelry, and she will be sharing a little bit more about her product. So please share your screen, Smriti.
Yes. Hi, everyone. I'm Smriti. Just a quick background about myself. I'm a commerce graduate and MBA by education and a marketeer by profession. I will be showing you the website directly. Second. See, there's some sharing issue. Yes. Can you see my screen?
Your time will be starting now.
Yes.
Okay. So basically, I've created my own business website, which is in an omni-channel jewelry brand with an eye towards sustainability. This app version, or this website version rather, is something that I intend to use for consumer testing and design testing. And it can also, with slight changes and modifications, be used as a first version of the app to take it to, or the website or the brand to take it to market and start selling. So the idea with Second Skin Jewelry is that we want to create clean, ethical jewelry with low carbon footprint, which is climate positive. All the jewelry for the brand is created using only man-made diamonds and gemstones and with recycled gold. And what better, it all comes at 1/10 or 1/3, from 1/10 to 1/3 of the price of a real mined diamond. Man-made diamonds have the exact same chemical properties and heat composition as a regular diamond, mined diamond and gemstone. So the idea was also to introduce you a little into the idea of, into the brand before sort of getting the design, so getting the feedback on the products. What I wanted the website to do was also create an immersive experience for the brand, for people to start coming in. So once you come on the homepage, you will see a little bit about the brand and what we want to do. There is a little bit of an educational video also. I'll just quickly play that.
Smriti, you have 1 minute left.
Okay. So there's a video also that you can understand little more about, what we're trying to create with the new diamond processes. I'll just stop the video for now, since we're running out of time. And then you also can, there are about 22 SKUs on the website, and you can just select which categories and which kind of diamonds or, gemstones you would like to see. Once you go into you click on a product that you like, and if you'd like to explore more, you can also, you get all the details about it. You can also order it, which is mostly an order or inquiry sort of a form, through which I've tried to understand what is your favorite piece, so you can sort of have it from a drop down. What other products sort of caught your eye? Fill in your details and submit the details. The idea with this is to remove the testing barriers that typically happen in when you go and physically do consumer work for any brand or product. And therefore, if you remove that, and if you remove the barriers of communication, the customer themselves or consumers themselves can sort of explore the app and figure out and give more tangible feedback. If you see, I've also sort of tried to create an immersive experience with, a little bit of our story. What is it inspired by? A note from the founder, and also a little bit on the craft.
Sorry, your time is up. So
okay, sure.
Please wrap it up soon.
Yeah, so a little bit of the craftsmanship story, and there obviously then you can shop and explore products here. Lastly, I've used some, basic design foundations of it being a clean, minimal sort of a design with using, colors such as brown, beige, ivory, blush, which sort of connote or sort of subliminally cute skin, and therefore connect back to the brand of being Second Skin. And lastly, like there are two cool, very path-breaking features if you see of sign up and sign in, and I can get your details back on Excel and Airtable. So yeah, that's my presentation for today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. Beautiful.
Awesome, Smriti. Yeah, just to chime in, great design. I think you've worked a lot on the design and the color scheme, and everything looks really nice. Just had a question on you said that this will be used for consumer testing. Have you already put it out to consumers already, or if you haven't, what's the plan for that, and how do you want to iterate on this app to kind of reach that goal of figuring out whether this has some market fit?
Sure. So I've not essentially sent it out to any consumers, but the plan is from here on to sort of send it to a few people who can give sort of design feedback and like, is this the kind of jewelry design that you're liking? Is it not something, etc., and collect more feedback on the brand and the design. What I would like to have it as for a consumer design testing also at a later stage, if there is incorporation around heat maps, etc., that could be sort of associated with this, then I can also understand what the customers are liking, what they are hovering on, what is something, which product is getting the maximum eyeballs. So that's something that I could try and achieve next. And the understanding really is to get some design point of views so that the supply for the business, supply side of the business and the demand side could be figured accordingly. So that's the stage for the app and for the website and the business currently. I hope I've answered your question. Is there anything else, Kavit, that I may not have answered?
No, nothing from me. Louis, Shiku, any questions?
I'll just reiterate what Kabir said. I love the design. It's very clean and very, it's very beautiful. I'm curious to know if there is like some sort of back end of this app. I'm not very familiar with software, so maybe there is, and I'm just speaking out of my lack of familiarity. But what happens when someone places an order? Like, what is the process that gets kicked off?
Yeah, so I basically, if someone places an order, because it's also in jewelry and I've not done the cart thing, when you sort of try and place an order or an inquiry, I get an understanding about which is your sort of favorite piece and which are the other kind of pieces that have interested you, and then the idea is to sort of use this for consumer testing. But if someone were to place an order, then I would sort of take this manually and try and have a conversation with them and get a price mapping, because there's a lot of changes in prices also that happen around jewelry. So, it's always a plus minus 10% on the on the materials, etc., and therefore the final price. So the idea is once someone submits this, then I could sort of get in touch with them and then take that forward. I also get like this the details of this on my Airtable. Would you like to see that? Or
I don't know if we're pressed for time, but I
So-
think your answer was helpful.
Okay, good, thanks.
Yeah. In the interest of time, we'll have to move on for now. But yeah, please feel free to share the Airtable maybe after the session.
Yeah, I will do that. Thank you, Rania.
Thank you. So coming back, so how is everyone feeling after seeing the no-code presentation so far? I hope all the builds have been quite different, and please type in the chat, what are your thoughts? And let's see what everyone's saying. Amazed. With Valentine's Day around the corner, I think we now have a new place to look for gifts, diamonds. Yes, awesome build so far. Truly the possibilities of no code. And yep. Thank you, Tejasvi. So, detailed and beautiful visualized project. I felt that all the builds were pretty well thought through. We had 2 Glide apps so far and 1 softer. So looking forward to see what the next 2 will be. Yes, Dimitros, to answer your question, all of these were created with no code. Yes. So yes, so the first one we saw was it was actually a real life application of someone who wanted to help his mother. And then we saw an industrial application in the hospitality sector, followed by this one, Second Skin Jewelry. So I hope you are all looking forward to see what's coming up next. And, so our next participant is Bharat. And Bharat will be talking us through his build, Mind Healers, which was essentially providing a list of resources on mental health. So Bharat, please share your screen and tell us more about your build. Thank you.
Thanks. Hi everyone. So a quick intro of mine. My name is Bharat Misra, and I am a commerce graduate and also have like 10 plus years of experience in working as a digital analytics professional. So initially, when I joined the cohort, I had no idea to build something. So initially, I thought let's build something where people can read about the mental health and a collective resource, a place where people can get collective resources related to mental health. So I created this first part, where I have placed the curated content like related to TED Talks, podcast, and everything, uh, uh, and which is appearing here. User can click and watch the video. So initially, I was like, I was about to create a community kind of page where I missed one thing here, that user can click, and probably I could have given a button to join the community or something like that. But I missed that part here. Then I thought let's because I wanted to learn more about the tool, so I added a button which can be integrated with the payment page, and we can accept the payment for. So then I expanded this idea to creating a, a place where you can also sell therapy to these people who are potentially interested in learning about the mental health. So while I was doing the logo thing and everything, I had no idea to create a logo. So I've just taken a random snapshot and then uploaded it, created a bunch of images, and then I was not well for quite last 2 weeks, so I was not able to finish by integrating the payment thing here. So it will not go ahead from here. But yeah.
Great. Bharat, so I'm not sure if it's your audio is cut or.
Am I not audible?
Yeah, you are.
Right now you are.
Yeah.
Was
So
I
is your presentation?
Wait, I could hear until
Yes, you
the
were.
payment.
I was audible while presenting or not?
You were Bharat.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So Bharat, so just great job so far. I think you've curated some resources. Is that can you scroll down? Is there like a database that you are pulling these things from?
Give me a second.
Yeah. So people are saying they heard everything. Just wanted to know how do you want to? So you kind of curated these resources. How do
Yeah.
you want to take this forward? Like what's the next kind of step that you want to take from this MVP to validate this idea of yours?
I'm not. I just want to go back by removing this part of selling. I mean, I just want to test it. So I don't want to go because I have to get a therapist and then probably then test it if I want to go ahead. But I just want to expand it more towards the uh, a community page.
Understood. Understood. Any questions, Shiku, Lewis?
No, I'm good.
Shiku, do you have anything else to add?
I don't think so.
Awesome.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Bharat. And
Thank you.
now we shall move on to our next participant, Akash Agarwal. And Akash's product is called Smart Basket. Sorry. It is a replica of Small Case, and he's planning to launch a similar version of that in the US market. Looking forward to hearing what you have to share, Akash. Please share your screen and let's start.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Akash Agarwal, and I'm currently working as a Chief Product Manager for the Airtel Payments Bank. So I've been working with the bank for almost 6 to 7 years. And so I came up with this idea, which is called a Smart Basket. So is my screen visible to all? Okay. So basically it is basically bridging a gap between the mutual funds and the people who are dealing in the stock markets. So mutual funds are, more secure, but you don't have a control over it because the fund managers are the decision maker over there. And the stock markets, you can make the decision, but you don't have guidance as such. So therefore, I see a huge gap in between them, and therefore the Smart Basket comes into the picture. So what is Smart Basket? So Smart Baskets is the portfolio of stocks. Each basket reflects an idea, similar like mutual funds, but they are mostly toward the trending themes, not like a traditional idea like mutual funds. And it is curated by the experts. For example, the influencers and investment firms. Okay, these are the people, okay, who are basically designing these portfolios for you. So why to choose Smart Basket? First, you can invest in ideas, you can move away from the risky individual stocks, and you can invest in diversified portfolios. Then it is professionally crafted by the influencers and the financial professionals and the experts. Then you can become a shareholder because in the mutual funds you have a fund manager, okay, who invests on behalf of you. But in this Smart Basket, the stocks gets connected directly to your broker account, and from your broker account you can do the selling and buying. And the last thing is no lock-in. So in the mutual funds you have the lock-in, but here you don't have any lock-in. You can sell your stocks and portfolio whenever you want. So how basically Smart Basket works? First, you need to select a theme of small basket. You can choose by looking after the 5-year CAGR, investment advisor credibility, small basket theme, minimum amount, these sort of things. You just need to pay a subscription fee to access a small basket. This subscription fee directly will go to the finance expert. Then once you will pay a subscription fee, all the portfolios which are there in the Smart Basket directly goes into your connected broker account with a single click. And you will get a rebalancing update every week from the financial advisor if there is any change in the portfolio. So that's how you can.
You have 1 minute left.
Yeah. Okay. So let me take you through the. So basically, I have designed this app, okay, and it is just an MVP. It is just an informative page, okay, which I have created. The idea of this app creation for this app is to just to check the customer validation. If I can send this app to different communities and get an interest out of it that people are liking it or not in the US markets. because currently this idea is not available in the US. So my idea here is to send it to the community, seek an feedback from them. So therefore I've created I have noted down all the benefits and what are the reason to opt for the smart basket. Then I have created few of the smart baskets here. Okay, that so if you click on the smart basket, you will get all the charts, CAGR, yield, what are the different stocks are there. And then in the end, I have created a lead form where you just need to, where any customer, anyone who's interested in this idea can give the feedback to us. So this is all about the idea. Would love to hear your feedback out of it. I know this is a very basic version, but would love to hear out from you guys. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing your build, Akash. Kabir, Shiku, Louis, would you all like to share your thoughts?
Yeah, I had a question. So I'm not sure if I heard correctly, but did you say you were going to launch it to like US-based communities?
Yes, I'll be launching it to the US-based communities.
Is there a specific reason for that and not from your local communities?
So so we already have this idea in the Indian markets, but few of my friends who are living in US market, so I see that there is too much penetration of the demat accounts in US, and people are more aware and they have more financial literacy. So I guess this will work over there. So when I did some basic research, I found out that this idea does not exist in US market. So therefore, I believe that it will work over there. So therefore, I'll send this to the communities and I'll see whether they are interested in this or not. If they are interested, then I'll design a code platform and then I'll design a complete app.
Okay,
Just to
thanks.
clarify, like the MVP is basically like in this case, it's almost like a pitch deck, right? You're trying to validate demand for the product, and it's not an actual, like you don't plan on making this your working model. You plan on basically developing something from scratch with like high security and whatever's required in complex financial markets in the US, I'm guessing.
So those are the research, okay, which I need to do. But basically, the agenda of creating this app is just to see if people are getting attracted with this kind of a concept or not.
Got it. No, I just wanted to clarify. I was just thinking about, because it would be quite complex to build without code, especially in like a regulated market.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, I think integrating with broking platforms is a more complex use case than anything else. But yeah, I mean, great job with this. I hope you're able to validate, the idea with this. You can also, just giving some feedback, you can also add some interactive elements to this app itself to simulate what would be there in the final product. So anyone who is you can show historical data, so you can take a dump of what's already been there, and then show interactive charts on which stocks to actually pick, and let people interact with the MVP in that format, and then validate the demand according to that. So I think that'll be helpful.
Thanks, Kabir. I've tried to create something here, but still it is currently in developing stage. So once I'll be able to create charts over there, I'll definitely share with you.
Awesome. All the best.
No.
Thanks, Akash. So
Thank you.
now we'll move on to our next speaker. We have Akshay Singh, and he's created what we call Marketplace of Blessing City. So I guess I'll leave it to Akshay to tell us more about his build. Akshay, over to you.
Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, let me present. Just a sec. Oops. Yeah. So Blessing City is a place where I live right now. So okay, let's begin. So this is my bike that I bought a year back. This is the second-hand bike. This is my cooktop that I usually use. This is the electric kettle that I use, a gaming controller which I frequently use, and these are many books, my MBA related many books. So a brief about me, it's important. So my name is Akshay Singh. I'm 28 years of age. Right now, I'm pursuing my MBA from Indian Institute of Management, Amritsar. I'm about to graduate in next 25 days. So all the things that I mentioned earlier are the things that I have bought last year, either first hand or second hand, to make my life easier, right? But I'm in the next 25 after 25 days, I'll be relocating to a new city to pursue my career, to have my first job post MBA, and I no longer need these things. And this is not only my story, but this is the story of all my batchmates, and there are around 350 of them. So I know that all these things which are now irrelevant to me will be needed by my juniors. So the idea is to create a network or a platform where we can exchange this or sell these articles. So this is the product. So where seniors can list their items that they do not no longer using and want to sell. And okay, so we'll come to the product while I'll be demonstrating the MVP. So first is why I built this product. So because first thing is that these are all the items that I've mentioned earlier. I no longer need them, and I want to get rid of them because I don't want to take them back to home or to the another city where I'll be working. Second is, in my college there is a community. People trust us. So this is not a market of lemons, but a market of peaches. So that we trust each other that any product that I will be selling to my mates have some reliability. I know my target audience.
You have one last minute.
Okay, I know my target audience. It's convenience for them to try out my things and thus buy it. Okay, let's head back to MVP. And also tell me if it is it visible?
We're
Okay.
waiting to see your screen now.
Okay, just hold on a second. Yeah, I think it's visible now.
Yes.
So if you want to buy or sell an item, this is the tab. If you want to rent it to the juniors or to your mates, this is the tab. So suppose in the next 25 I'll be leaving. So me and my friends have listed all the articles that they need to sell. So suppose I have listed my bike. So these are all the specification. This is the price. This is the WhatsApp phone number, and it is auto-generated WhatsApp link that is connected to this number. So whenever I click this link, it will redirect it to my WhatsApp account. So anyone can have a chat with me or can call me. Just to have a active user base, I've also had a rent tab so that people can rent my bike. So this is for the juniors or for the people who are here in the city, here in the campus. So where people can rent an article from each other. So this is the basic idea, and this is how I'm solving a problem, my problem.
Great.
Yeah.
I think this is a wonderful use case for Glide. Let's see what the judges have to say.
Yeah.
Good. Go for it, Chiku.
Okay, I love the idea. I think it's a brilliant idea. I definitely think the trust-based thing that you touched on within your community is important. And it gives you a really great launching pad for testing your app within your college. So yeah, I really like it. A couple of things. I don't know if it's questions per se, but I feel like the way you had presented it kind of seemed a bit like a contact list format. I'm not sure if the priority should be seeing the person as opposed to the item, because people are going here looking for specific items, whereas it looks like you're prioritizing the person's name and then maybe the item is like in small. So either maybe you could do like a full, what's it called? Craigslist format where it's just text of the item, or like an Amazon where you're like really emphasizing the item with an image. But besides that, I don't necessarily have questions. I thought it was a good presentation.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I mean, pretty similar thoughts. Very good product. I think it would be cool to see like actual transactions happen. Also, it would be interesting to see if you can port this over to other colleges where you make multiple versions of it, one for each campus, maybe. Especially useful in in-house campuses like the IIMs or any of the MBA 2-year programs. I was curious about how you would make money from it. Like, would you take a cut? Would it be like a listing fee? Or like, have you thought of that, or is this just like generosity?
Right now, I'm just solving my
or-
problem. Okay, right now I'm just solving my problem, and I haven't rolled out this app to the others. But while I was, taking the feedback, I made my the first transaction happened over the app, even
Cool.
before
That's
rolling
very
out.
cool. That's very,
Yeah.
very cool. Congrats.
Thank you.
That's really awesome. So you already got traction. So that shows like some kind of product market fit.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing more to add. Honestly, Shiku and Louis have kind of covered it totally. And just the items thing is a great point that you can actually
Sure.
build
Sure.
with. You can add different features on like search or like categorization, grouping. Just make it easier for the user to discover what they want to find. Also put the pricing available, very accessible. So work on those items. And I think, you, like Louis said, you can actually deploy this into multiple colleges. So keep that as your goal. Yeah, that's just a few comments I want to make.
Sure. Thank you. I'll definitely consider the feedback.
Awesome.
Okay, thank you so much, Akshay. And with that, we have our final presenter, Brajesh Bilal, who will be talking us through his build, the job portal for No-Code. So Bilal, please go ahead and share your screen.
Thank you very much, Hiranya. Hi, everyone. So, until a month back, I had no idea what no-code movement or low-code movement was, right? And today, after 4 weeks, I'm super excited. I'm super, super happy and proud to be a community member of no-code developer, or we call as citizen developers, right? And thanks a lot to TPF, the community of TPF, all the mentors and friends who have joined up in sharing the knowledge, and super happy. I'm super proud, right? And the reason of, when we look at the news and what the market is predicting, right? And this is what the market is saying, right? No-code development is the future, right? And we are super great that the team here and all of us are part of the future, right? Some more numbers, maybe you would have all seen, but by just looking at these numbers again and again, makes me prepare for what is coming in the next coming years, right? The report says that by 2024, 65% of all the app development activity will be done using low-code or no-code platforms, right? So we need to prepare, and we are preparing, and this is the future, all right? And a little more clarity of why we are the future, or why citizen developers are the future, is because we can ideate and deploy a product 10 times faster than a traditional developer, right? And if we are like one of our mentors or speakers, Huai, then we can do it in 100 times faster than a traditional development, right? So there's going to be a lot of demand.
You have 1 minute left.
Oh, sorry. Okay. There's a lot of demand for no-code developers and low-code developers. So I've come up with the idea of creating a portal that is dedicated for our community, right? For our a portal where we can easily narrow down on the talents and the expertise and gurus, right? So that's how the job portal has come, right? And just to take you over to the job portal. This is the website. I've currently named it as no-code tasker, right? Dedicated for our community. So here I've got a few of our latest tools that we use for no-code development. So you can search for talents on a particular software. So you put Airtable and it's shortlist for Airtable, all right? I've got a bit of brief for the people who are coming here to post a job on how the process works, all right? And here, all the three processes are done, except the payment part is not configured on the website. A little bit info about what is the website, how is the website going to help for a no-coder. And I'm also showcasing on the homepage the recent works that are done by our no-code gurus, all right? These are all really random pictures, nothing really actual jobs. So if I click on no-code directory here, there's a list of—
Bilal,
Yes?
we'll need you to just wrap up quickly because the timing is up already.
I'm sorry, give me 30 seconds. Yes. All right. So we got a directory where we list no-code experts. Again, here you can narrow down by the kind of work they do, the expertise level, or even the softwares, right? And then you post a job or you view the jobs that are posted by you. So you as a developer can also do post a job and get help for helping hands for your project. And then you can also see proposals that your application has received and the proposals that you have submitted, right? So this is all the proposals that I have submitted. And these are the proposals that I have received for my project, right? So there is I can click on proposal, see the detail about it, right? And that's what it is. I can keep updating my profile with latest works. So that's my edit profile here. So you create your own profile. Keep uploading your no-code galleries and work profiles here so that you come up in the search. The editing happens right over here, right? So you don't have to go to another page. And
we'll need to wrap it up soon, just to be
thank
fair
you.
to the
And
other
there's also
participants.
one feature that I'm really developing, which is the chatting feature. So you can chat with other community members here. So these are some chats that is going on under my account, right? So what you see here, these are my chats and some of the responses, right? So that's what it is.
Thanks so much, Bilal.
Thank you.
So, judges, do y'all have anything to share about this build?
Yeah, I can go first. I think it's a very useful app to begin with. So a lot of the folks here joining the call, part of the community, might find use for this. So definitely very useful. I don't think there exists, I might be mistaken, but I don't think there exists a really good platform for finding, these kind of no-code tasks and almost a Fiverr for no-code. I think that's a great niche that no one else has really captured at the moment. So like great job there, and I think you built out like quite a lot of the features well, including proposals and inbox. I think that's a really good thing. So yeah, just wanted to give that kind of feedback.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, similar feedback. Interesting build. I was surprised that you were able to build so many features within software. I mean, I've not used the tool much, but most builds I've seen with software are a lot more simple. So good on you for figuring out how to do so much more with it. Just like a small piece of advice would be if you're building a tool for no code, it might make more sense to kind of focus on a certain type of tool, maybe, because marketplaces are just notoriously hard to build. So maybe pick a tool and or pick a price, maybe no code tasks below a certain amount, and like niche down before you try to build it. Yeah, just that. And I think Shiku might have some thoughts because she's had some experience in building a similar tool as well. She's built a beautiful tool like this. I think it was for Bubble at some point.
Awesome.
So yeah, I hand it over to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thanks, Luz. So I love the design of this app. I think also it's a really relevant problem, I guess. It's very appropriate for right now because there's a lot of people who are learning these skills and trying to find opportunities, like
Very true.
work opportunities. I think although this might go a little bit against what Kabir had said earlier, I think I've seen lately a number of tools coming up that do this. So I guess if I had a question, it would be like how you intend to differentiate. And my first thought was kind of similar to what Lewis was talking about niching down, either geographically or with the tool or something like that, and finding like a very specific community that you want to target. But I'm curious to know if you had thoughts on that, because I can also share with you maybe a couple of tools that do something similar if that's interesting.
Please, yes. If you have a few more minutes, I would like to voice some of my thought processes behind it. I was looking for, I went to every no-code tool, like for example, Bubble has a forum where they list out job opportunities, right? Same thing with, I think Glide also has an expertise forum, but I've not found a platform because as a company or as a person who wants a job to be done, I have no idea what a Bubble is, what a Adios is, what Glide is. All thing is, hey, I want to build an app for my restaurant, right? And I don't want the traditional way. I think something that's more economical and faster. So that's
an interesting thing might be just the filter by price or like cap it by price. So say get something built with below $1,000 or something like that, and then it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So at least people don't come to you to build like a social network. They might come to you to build something smaller, which could be done within that amount.
Very true. And I'm also inclined, now that I've finished this in software, now I'm more inclined that the next phase, definitely to make it a little more better, I think I should take it to Bubble, right? Because the chat system is not as expected as I really want it to function. And probably, or just have the chat system in a mobile app, like we built the mobile app for this in Adios. It has a beautiful chat system, so you don't have to worry about who's chatting with who. The groups are easily taken care. So those are some things that I'm really looking forward as the next phase for the project, right? People use mobile apps way better than, the acceptance rate is better than having a website. So I think that should also increase signups and user. Thank you.
Sorry, are we out of time? I don't have to add anything.
No, I was just going to share that with that, we actually conclude all our 7 builds for our participants today. And so now the judges will be going into their breakout rooms to decide who are the top winners. So we'll be taking a short break while the judges make their decisions.
Awesome. Thanks. We are taking a break to decide, who the winners are. We'll also show you a couple of presentations from folks who weren't able to join, live today because of various reasons. So stick around for that as well. And we'll be back real soon. So with that, we'll move into breakout rooms. Tanmay, do you want to create those breakout rooms where we can discuss the winners?
Yes, Kavi, just give us a moment, okay?
So that was quite interesting, looking at all these different builds that all of y'all have come up with in the last 4 weeks. I think I definitely think that what you've done is quite impressive, all of y'all, and I hope that you have gained something from this cohort. Maybe while we're waiting for the judges, how about we put in like what's our favorite app now, 4 weeks later? What are some of the things that we have learned from this cohort in the chat? Anyone want to go first? Just trying to
Bilal, would like to hear you. How was it all? Like, yeah.
Lovely. Anyone wants to come off mute to share a bit more about your process?
I think I want to say something that I've been trying for a very long time to develop software and all. I think I learned a lot of things in bits and pieces very early, but I could never really make a thing. So I think it's really interesting that this enabled us to become creators. That we're not really dependent or on anybody. Like I used to be dependent on my co-founder to develop the app, and what I really wanted to convey, I couldn't, since the only way to was to make it and show him. So I think this would be I think very interesting. There will be a lot of builds which will be shared on Product Hunt, and a lot of learning. I think it is just a beginning. I think the real learning will start from here.
Yeah, and all of y'all, like you did so much in the 4 weeks, you see. So this is definitely just the start. It all starts with an idea, which tool you want to use and how you're going to execute it. So I think it's great, like the freedom these no-code tools provide.
Yeah, it has now come to a stage where, initially it was like every time you think about an idea, you think that, hey, oh my God, to implement this, I'm going to spend, I don't know how many hours, right? Or how much
thousands
resources.
of hours. Yep. Exactly.
And now it is like, okay, no worries. Okay, the next one is this, right?
Yeah. And that's the beautiful thing about cohorts, right? Live cohorts, in that, you have this community keeping you accountable. You also have a very inspiring group of mentors they're kind of like the shoulders that y'all are on as y'all are building. And some of you shared that it was you were introduced to no-code through this cohort. So I think that's why I personally also like live cohorts, because they really push us to really see where we can take it from idea to build. And now further, some of y'all may be looking to monetize it, scale it, try it in different markets. And I think it'll be good for all of us to be connected on LinkedIn, Twitter, so we can see everybody's growth.
Very true.
Yeah. So Atharva says he owes his app to Kshitij and Vedant. Nice.
So which was your favorite session from amongst all tutors? If there was one to make a choice.
I think Yohai's session was like crazy good, and the simple reason was that the speed at which Yohai makes apps was crazy. Like in every 2 minutes he could build an app and show you, oh, now we can this, we can make that, and we can make that and that. I think if you would have given him 2 hours, now he would have made 4 or 5 apps, but we wouldn't have been able to work at his pace.
Right, that's where we want to get.
Yes, I think he's a veteran and he's a pro. He's a true sensei.
Yeah.
Okay, one of our tutors is here, Theo Goldberg. Theo, could you unmute yourself and kind of share your thoughts on this, on the cohort?
Okay. Hi, Theo. Just trying to locate. Oh yeah. Maybe he just went for a break.
Yep, yep.
Just a minute.
I think
Okay,
one more thing
so
I just want to, yeah.
yeah, please go ahead.
I think it was, very surprising that this entire cohort, every time we got introduced to something new, it was like, oh, you can do this as well. Now you could do that as well. Like the Notion, I think like a mini project management tool was like, it was really crazy to see like, a document software could, help you create a project management in like 2 minutes. So that was.
Yeah, and the possibilities are really endless, isn't it? Okay, so I think let's start off by playing this video by Kshitij, who couldn't be around today. So I'm gonna just start playing it. Just give me a minute. Okay. Please let me know if you can hear it all right.
Hey everyone, I could not be a part of the demo day today, so I'm going to send you this video and I'll try to keep it brief. So the idea is around fintech. It's not a fintech product itself, but more of a e-learning platform. Now, for those of you who don't know what fintech is, it's basically financial technology, and any kind of financial service that you're using digitally is fintech. You are on Amazon making a payment, you're using fintech. You are on any other e-commerce store making a payment, that's also fintech. You are doing banking, that's fintech. You are investing in mutual funds or stocks, that's again fintech. Now, fintech is one of the fastest growing industries out there today, and it gets disrupted very fast. A lot of innovations, there's a lot of regulation, a lot of government intervention that keeps on changing the fintech landscape. Now imagine you're a professional or an enthusiast who wants to enter the fintech industry. The problem arises that there's no structured approach to it, and you don't know which resource is updated for you to start learning. And that's where fintech dive comes in. Hey everyone, I could not be and expert even
Sorry about that.
That is on Slack and WhatsApp. Go to the home screen. So this is fintech dive, like I mentioned, it's a community-driven platform with resources and expert-driven sessions that we'll be adding soon. And first, you can join the community, and that takes you to this form where you can just quickly fill it. And after this, you're given the links to the WhatsApp community and the Slack community. The Slack community is, by the way, hosted within TPF. So there's a channel on fintech within the product force community. And once this is done, you can also browse verified resources. So within this, like I've added 2 sections. One is of course on printing and also on product management. That's because there will be people who would want to start building products once they understand fintech, or they want to transition to product management. And it also because the community is of course hosted within TPF, it also makes sense to have a product management section. Now let's go within this. So there's at top there's a section which is like the most relevant or most popular resource that we will find out which one it is once the platform is live. And yeah, so I talked to a lot of users, and they had pretty much the same issues, that there's no structured approach to it. People don't know where to start, and even if someone wants to upskill, they don't know where to find the right resources. So I added resources of all the levels, not just for beginners but also for intermediate and advanced levels. And I created filters such that it's easier to browse through these resources. I think I have about 52 resources right now, and I keep on adding more as pretty much every week I try to add a few more resources. Yeah, so the first thing is that you can of course filter by the level you are at, or you want to transition to. You can multi-select as well, and then like which part within fintech would you like to learn about. Let's say you want to learn about payments, right? And then which format are you comfortable learning with? So you can filter by that. Also, you can just browse through them, or you just filter let's say by you want to read a book, let's say. So, and over here I mean, there won't be a free book available. So just a paid section will be there. But in case you're not going for a book, then you'll also find some free resources, right? And this is a blog, there is a report by HDFC Bank, and so on. So now let's go back to the book. So what happens is that I've added some features over here, like that just gives an overview of what the book covers. And if you want to read it, you can just click on get this and you're taken to the Amazon link where you can buy it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And I'm talking to a lot of the fintech product managers as well to keep on adding more valuable and relevant resources to this. And we'll soon have the one-on-one sessions as well that I'm working with the TPF community to introduce soon. Yeah, thanks a lot for giving it time. I hope you get to check out the website soon. I'll share the link once it's already and live, and do share your feedback. Thanks.
So that was the FinTech Drive by Kshitij, and the link is over here if you want to find out more. So I hope y'all are ready. Are y'all ready to find out who the winners are? Please comment in the chat. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take we're going to do a public poll. Okay. So tell me, which no-code presentation did you like the most? Okay, so we will be giving you option numbers, and yeah, so you can see which option you like. Okay, so we have put in the chat the numbers. Okay, so Atharva 1, Deepesh 2, Smriti 3, Bharat 4, Brijesh, Bilal 5, Akash 6, and Akshay 7. Okay, so put in your numbers, people. Okay, so we see Bilal, Akshay, Smriti. Come on, everyone. There's how many people here? We have so many participants. Okay, I expect more votes coming in.
Yeah, we have close to 50 people on this Zoom, so
Just on the
definitely put your
Zoom.
votes in the chat.
Yeah. Okay, Bilal is leading. The community definitely enjoyed this build and found it very relevant.
It's a tight
Okay.
race between Bilal and Akshay.
Yeah. Okay, so shall we see who the winners are? Okay, so I'll be pausing this, and all right. Okay, so congratulations, Akshay Singh, you're the winner. Second, followed by Bilal. And the third place is tied, Deepesh and Smriti. Congratulations, everyone. And congratulations to all of the participants as well. Good job. Would y'all like to come on, unmute and say a few words? Maybe we can start with Akshay.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what to say, but I mean, I would like to thank TPF because I was pretty new to this no-code tool. I've never heard about this term. It's only this month when I came to know about this. And special thanks to Tanmay, who kind of convinced me to present, because I was very skeptical about whether I should present or not, if the MVP is really an MVP or an earliest version of MVP, or is it worth presenting. But yeah, seems like the idea was worth it. Thank you everyone.
Thank you. And would the judges like to share anything about Akshay's build and your thought processes?
Yeah, I think we might have mentioned before, but I'll reiterate that we really liked how practical your solution was, the fact that it's so relevant to the context in which you're building. You have also built a really beautiful app. I think there were a number of beautiful apps that were built, so it was a bit of a challenge coming to a decision, but yeah, congratulations. And I hope this is something that you continue to pursue. I really think that it's something worth exploring, and yeah, I'm excited to see the progress that you make.
Thank you so much.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, just echoing what Shiku has said, that the usefulness of the app was really a strong point, and also that you were able to get traction from your folks already. Definitely take this forward, and we want to see you build this cross universities and cross geographies also. So not only India and like abroad. So definitely take that forward. Go to the extent that no-code allows you, and just take this forward from there.
Sure, I will.
Bilal, would you like to say a few words?
First of all, congratulations to Akshay. A really great, awesome idea, right? And thanks a lot, mentors, for all your feedback. And I'm super happy that the hard work has finally been loved by you. And I really, before I launch it, I really want the feedback from Shiku and Kabir to polish it a little better and put the final touches to it, and then launch it. Right? Really eager to launch this website.
Great.
I'm eager to see you launch it too, because it's very, very useful. Like there's such a huge demand for it, and I think the more there's just so much more room for more people to like build solutions for folks like us.
Yes.
So yeah, I'd be happy to share my feedback.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, good job.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally love the design, and like it's a useful product. Again, take it forward and take the feedback that was already given, like by Lewis, in terms of niching down, and Shiku's advice of what she's already built and seen out in the market. I think that's there's a lot of possibilities there.
Yeah, sure.
Then we have Deepesh and Smriti. Maybe Deepesh, would you like to unmute yourself? Deepesh, are you around?
Yeah, I'm here. So yeah, I mean, actually, I'm a bit surprised because I had built MVP, my entire problem statement, I had built just a part of it. But again, thank you, Kavir, especially for encouraging me. Actually, I was not even thinking of presenting, because I was saying that, look, I have not done much because of reasons that are for me, myself. But this is great encouragement for me, and I would want to continue in this journey, and really, really excited to actually build more, either in Glide or I'm looking at Bubble as well. So this is amazing, and thank you, everyone. Thank you very much.
Yeah, congrats, Deepesh. I think I'm glad you presented. I think you're building a really great app. A number of people weren't like completely done with their app, so it's okay. I think we got like a really solid idea of where you're trying to go with it.
Yeah.
And my understanding is everybody here started building their no-code apps like 4 weeks ago.
Yes.
Which is like crazy to me that you guys went from like not knowing no-code at all to even having something. Like when I started building a no-code, I don't think I had an app that I built in 4 weeks. So don't feel bad, yourself or anyone else, that you don't have a full app. What you have so far is really, really good, and it's like a solid foundation to keep building on. So yeah, for you and for everybody else who didn't have something complete, I would just encourage you to complete it, because
yeah,
to something good.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and not even 4 weeks. I think the first 2 weeks went in discovering different platforms. So not like a lot of us weren't like deciding what tool to use by then. So I think the focus of the program is to provide that forcing function into shipping something. So even if your use case is not, you're not covering all the use cases, but you're covering a few. I think that was the goal, and then you take it forward from there. I think that
Yeah.
was what the creation, others were able to do so far. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And we'd also like to hear from Smithy.
Hi, this is actually quite surprising because, when I started this, I had reached out to Kavir because I was just interested in trying to learn a new skill. And for me, actually, when I was building also, if like one button would start working and creating databases was exciting enough and was such a high. So I stuck to what I know best, which is around how you put across a product in the best way possible, using whatever I knew and I had worked on before. But yeah, thank you so much. Thanks, Kavir. And thanks to the TPF team. I think everyone's so helpful. Athar, Kshitij, Vedant, everyone tried to help me in like smaller things also when we were trying to do first few apps and assignments. And Pratiksha, Renita, they were always like in touch. And like yesterday evening, night, actually Pratiksha got on a call with me just because, she said, I'll tell you, I'll guide you whatever I can, because I had a few questions. So thanks, Pratiksha. And yeah, thanks guys. This was fun. And I hope to sort of try and explore this a lot more because this is my first entry into anything to do with apps, coding, website, anything and everything. This is the first step for me. So thanks.
Yeah, I'll add, kudos to you for a first app. I mean, it was beautiful. I think all the judges were just like, yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful app. And again, similar to what I've said before to the other participants, I really hope this is something that you continue pursuing. And I love that you're just expressing like excitement for the process, because that's part of the motivation that keeps you going. Like, I know that feeling of like connecting a button and it does something. Hopefully that fire continues and you keep finding joy in building, because that's a huge part of the journey.
Right. Thank you, Shiku.
Welcome.
Yeah, and just to so Smriti comes from a complete, non-technical background in commerce background, etc. For her to pick up something like this, it's great to see, and definitely take this forward. Not only with this build, but other things also that you could do in the future. For consumer testing or otherwise, or even actually building this out into a platform that you can showcase to the world. So yeah, kudos to you for that. And again, special shout out to the program team for like helping out last minute or like throughout the cohort. I think that's really, that was part of what we did. So shout out to everyone in the team for that. Yeah. And with that, we are almost at the end. So Hiranya, you want to just take us through the last few parts?
Sure. So yeah, we just want to actually say a huge thanks from all of us at the product book community. Now you're part of our community as well. And maybe what we can do is to share our favorite memories in this cohort. Twitter is a great platform. It would be great if you could use this hashtag TPFNC3 to share with us some of your favorite times here with screenshots or posts, your favorite people that you met here, your mentors, your favorite tools and things like that.
And time for the after party. And just before we end, would love to have everyone put on their cameras, and we can take a screenshot that we can post, share it with the world. So Hiranya, you can also stop sharing your screen. We can just see folks. Would love to see folks' faces. Yeah, everyone, let's get more cameras opened up. I know it's a bit late in India, but let's see everyone's faces. And
Yeah, everyone.
Yeah, just like it's. Yeah, go ahead.
Let's switch on our cameras, everyone. Okay. Mohil, Zil, Sakshi, Raj, Pratap, Pranav, Vesa, Janam, Ronak, Rajiv.
Yeah, everyone who
Okay.
presented today, definitely put on your cameras. And
Yeah.
Dimitrios, I think it's 3:25 a.m. in Australia. Thanks for still sticking around. I know it's extremely late for you. And it's morning in the US. So great to have everyone here with us, and definitely share about your experience of everyone in the program. Share it on like Twitter and LinkedIn. We would love to see your posts about it. Just summarize what was the most biggest takeaway for you, or how your experience was. And folks who are joining in new, also share about how this demo day was. We are completely open to feedback. So let us know on Twitter, LinkedIn, and let us know how we did, and what did you find most surprising, or the biggest takeaway for you as well. So yeah, I think that's that's about it. We have a small I think after party in Creator Cafe. I think we can also join in there. That's I think for a limited bunch of folks. So yeah, and anyone just wants to come off mute. Anyone who presented today, just talk about how this program was, or how this demo was. Feel free to do that. Atharva, anyone, just feel free to come off mute and talk about it.
Yeah, it was amazing, Kabir. I think again, it was just going from like 0 to 1, and I think again it would, since everything that we made here is our first creation, is that's why probably it's going to stick with us for a very long time. We'll always remember our first build. So like we might make some awesome stuff in the future, but this build shall always be very special to us. So I think thanks for making us all creators.
Yeah, I would like to just add one thing that, for me, it was from the beginning, it was basically some sort of a kick that I needed from the outside world that, I should be doing something like this, because I have a strong business sort of background, and wherein I do a lot of work on the business and finance and all these other disciplines. But this is something that is really interesting to me. I loved it whenever I've been a part of that tech plus business part. So this was just to say that, okay, this is the starting point, and then one can take it forward. And eventually, this is not like out of some sort of a midlife crisis. It is essentially building on what I already have. So it's amazing, and it's the entire 4 weeks. Even if I missed 1 or 2 classes, I was here. I was just trying to participate and learn whatever I could. Like I was confused what to do. Then I decided that, okay, Glide looks like something that I can do. It's easily pickable, and one could develop something over there. But yeah, I mean, it's an amazing exposure, I would say, to begin with for myself, and eventually building on it will be for me the future, and it's amazing. I'm really thankful to everybody over here. Thank you.
Great, thanks. Would anybody else like to share their experiences? Feel free to just come off mute.
Bilal wants to say something.
I come from all these years that I've been into software industry or web application industry. I have always looked only at the traditional mode of development, right? I need to have a bunch of developers. I need to have database administrator. There has to be a server, admin team, right? But also getting exposed to the no-code and low-code tools. Now we know that, hey, there can be a balance, right? When we need something really fast, definitely no-code tool comes in, right? When you have a lot of business logic to be processed, then that's where you take a segregation of, okay, what is handled by the traditional development and what gets handled by a no-code tool, right? So it's not that we are, the two tools are not in competition, but we go hand in hand, right? It's about us to understand what comes when, right? So this has been an awesome experience, right? It's just not discovering no-code tool, but no-code tools and low-code tools, and then fits the traditional development, right? When you combine all three, that's a superpower, right? Amazing.
Awesome. Well summarized, Bilal. I think that's a great takeaway. We're at the 10 p.m. mark, so I know Shiku has to drop off. So yeah, you want to also come off mute and talk about anything? I think.
Oh,
okay.
Sorry. Were you talking to me? Oh, I didn't have anything much to add. I was just saying in the comments that I hope everybody keeps building. You guys are it's still very, very early in terms of no code, and you guys are part of the wave that's happening. So I'm sure if you keep honing your skills, you'll find amazing opportunities, or you'll be able to build your own apps to, take over the world, which is the mission at the end of the day. So I hope you guys keep going, and kudos to everybody for all the apps that you built.
Shiku, would you like to share with us your journey from being an artist to a no-code developer in a very short? You're an amazing artist. I looked at some of your work. Beautiful.
Oh gosh, thank you. That is not the kind of story that I could tell in like 5 minutes. It was a very winding story, but yeah, long story short, I'm just glad I found no code. I found it, I think, in 2020 when COVID happened. Ended up with a lot of time on my hands, so I decided to learn skills. Started with Webflow, then I went into Bubble. I joined On Deck, which is how I met Kabir and Louis as well. And we did a similar thing where we had a demo day, and yeah, I think that's really where my career started taking off in no code. But I'm still doing art, just it's not my main thing.
And
Thank you.
The go-to tool is Bubble for you now?
Yes, I am very invested in Bubble. It's tough, but it's very worth learning.
Amazing.
So I would encourage everyone to at least try it.
Truly inspirational, Shika. Truly inspirational. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Awesome. We'll definitely have Shiku on, for a longer session to talk about your journey. So thanks a lot for joining in, Shiku. We can
thank you.
Drop off for your next meeting. Yeah, and just to kind of conclude the entire thing. So we've completed the third cohort. This is the third iteration of it. We'll come back for the fourth cohort soon. So stick around for that. We'll open up applications in a bit. So anyone who's interested, especially after today's demo day, do apply for it. And then, talk to the folks who have been part of the program for the third cohort and the first two as well. Kind of would love for you to join in then. And yeah, so I think that's about it. We can keep the floor open to any discussions, and yeah, would love to kind of keep it open for any chat and discussions right now. And for folks, I know we've budgeted 2 hours for this, so anyone who has another engagement can kind of drop off. So I think thanks a lot to everyone who's joined in, the organizing team, etc. I think we'll catch you, on Twitter, LinkedIn. So keep in touch, and I think that's about from me. But feel free to kind of continue this conversation.
Are we joining on Creator Cafe? Or
we'll share a link, so folks who are available right now, I think we can join in.
Okay.
I think the link is in the chat.
Yeah, it's there. It's there.
Yeah. Perfect. All right. So I think I'll sign off, and I'll probably join the discussion on Creator Cafe. So thanks a lot, everyone. This was great hosting and even judging today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kabir, Shiku, and all the participants for today. So we'll meet in the Creator Cafe and also connect on our social media platforms. Thanks again for a wonderful session. And thanks to Kabir as well as well as the whole team, the operations team as well, for managing this cohort so wonderfully. So see y'all, everyone.